I am tripping. Wow. That's crazy. On LinkedIn and YouTube, y'all sure couldn't see. Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna drop out of YouTube and I'm gonna restart this stream. I don't know if it allows me to move and restart. All right, cool. So look, y'all, we about to get into it. We about to get into it. So again, for everybody that's on Instagram, if you want job placement assistance with different tech companies like Microsoft, Google, SAP, and other companies, comment and get me hired. For those of y'all that are on YouTube, LinkedIn, you're going to click the description down below underneath the video. But also, we have an automation bot that pops up in the chat. It's going to be posting the link as well. So again, we got somebody in the chat. Jerry said he's looking to get into tech for the purpose of moving to Colombia. So literally, I'm in Colombia right now, Cartagena, Colombia. So we're gonna be answering some questions, y'all. I'm not gonna be on here long, so make sure y'all are posting your questions so that way I can help y'all out when it comes to scaling in the industry. So one quick thing I will say is that I'm about to get to the pre-submitted questions. That's what I'm doing. Okay, cool. All right, so one of the first questions that I have in here. All right, someone asked, should they choose tech sales, software development, cybersecurity? Which is the easiest to get into? So out of the three, if someone's going to go tech sales, software development, or cybersecurity, the one that's the easiest to get into is definitely tech sales by far. Tech sales is the easiest to get into. Cybersecurity is also a great industry, but it is not easy to get in cybersecurity. There are no such thing as entry-level cybersecurity roles. There's entry-level roles in tech sales. I wouldn't suggest software development because software development is not in high demand right now. So you're going to want to do tech sales first and foremost, and only do cybersecurity if you really want to do cybersecurity and you're very patient. Because other than that, cybersecurity takes longer to get into. Really good question. Really good question. All right. So furniture outlet store, that's an interesting YouTube name, says, what kind of experience beyond the bootcamp for DevOps or QA automation? So what kind of experience? So I'm assuming what you're talking about with your question, I'm assuming you're talking about what kind of experience is needed. Furniture outlet store, can you expound on your question? You said, what kind of experience beyond the bootcamp, DevOps, or QA automation? Can you expound on your question, please? I don't understand your question. Someone says, what ISP are you using in Colombia? None of your business. We're not here for that. Hey, what's going on, Jay? All right, so Seed Run says, are there cloud computing and cybersecurity in Colombia remotely? Yes, there are. Yes, you can work in cloud computing or cybersecurity in Colombia. I have friends who live here that work in tech, and they're specifically in the DevOps space, in the cloud engineering space. Good question. Good question. Got it. All right. What kind of jobs can I branch out into as a systems and security major? As a systems and security major, what kind of jobs you could branch out to? I can answer that, but my answers will be limited. It's better for questions like that, like what all jobs can I get with this education? You don't want to limit yourself. Just go to ChatGPT for that question. Or go to Google. Because I can tell you 2 or 3 roles, but there's plenty more roles that came. Plenty more roles when that came. So yeah, just do that instead. All right, what we got? Always says, good evening, everyone. Hey, Cyrus, how are you this evening? I'm doing good. Y'all see I'm out here in Cartagena, Colombia. I'm leaving tomorrow, though. All right, what else we got? Ricardo asked, any recommendations for starting in tech sales? Been studying cybersecurity for about a year now. So yeah, Ricardo, my suggestion for getting in tech sales is definitely to do a tech sales bootcamp program. I give you two suggestions. Um, if you are, um, one suggestion I would say is Course Careers, which is Course Careers with my discount link. It's only $449. You save $50. It's a very affordable program, self-paced. You can probably finish it in about 2 months, 1 to 2 months. The only downside with Course Careers, they don't have job placement assistance. But again, that's not a bad thing. A lot of people get jobs even without job placement assistance. If you want job placement assistance with guaranteed interviews with recruiters, hiring leaders across top tech companies, then my second suggestion in that case would be to do our Scale in Tech program, whether or not you need job placement assistance. Now, if you wanted to, you said you've been studying cybersecurity for a year. So if you already have your education, your certifications, or a degree in cybersecurity, or if you've already done a cybersecurity bootcamp, literally we can give you job placement assistance because the various companies that we have in our hiring pipeline are hiring for cybersecurity. But if you want to do tech sales instead, and you don't have an extensive sales background, or you haven't done a tech sales work before, then you will need our tech sales education and the job placement assistance portion. It's paired together, hand in hand. So yeah, and you could just click the link in the description, Ricardo. So underneath this video, there's a link where you can click on that link to be able to tap in with that. All right, good stuff. Eras says, is QA engineering still a viable track in tech? Also, do you believe that bootcamp is still a good bootcamp? So QA engineering is definitely still viable. QA engineering, QA automation. Just don't do manual QA. Don't do manual QA. You're going to want to do QA automation, QA engineering. And so that's why we offer it. But also, I will tell you that industry is starting to shrink. So if you want to get in that industry, you need to get in ASAP. You need to get in this year ASAP. Because very soon, I give it about a year, they're not going to be hiring much for it anymore. We have job placement assistance, so we're able to get people interviews. We're able to plug them in with the recruiters and hiring leaders. So for us, it makes sense. But again, if you want to get in that space, you need to get in now. You need to get in ASAP. All right, Furniture Outlet says, basically, with no experience, which is a better opportunity? Okay, so the best opportunity, let me go back to your question. You said DevOps or QA. So DevOps, if you're going to choose between DevOps or QA, my suggestion personally, so this is the way that I put it. If you don't want something that's going to challenge you, do QA. Because again, we have job placement assistance either way. So if you want to do something that's not going to challenge you too much, because QA will challenge you, but DevOps is more challenging. But if you want something that has more job opportunity, that's easier to get hired from, whatever, then instead my suggestion would be DevOps. That would be my suggestion. Again, either way, we have job placement assistance, whether you do QA, whether you do DevOps. But in the industry in general, it's better to choose DevOps than QA. All right, Triple 10 says been trying to get me to join, but no job placement. That program. Yeah, they're trying to get you to join, but they don't have job placement assistance. I'm an older lady too, in my 40s. So you're not older. I want to be very clear. Like when you said I'm an older lady, I'm thinking you're about to say you're like 55 plus. In your 40s isn't old. Now, yes, you're older than most people who are transitioning into the tech industry or who even are in the tech industry, but you're not old. My number one episode on my podcast is from someone who's in her 40s. She got in tech at the age of 44. I want to be very clear. She got in tech at the age of 44. And to be clear, in the title, I don't even mention her age in the title. But she got in tech at 44. Right now, she's 46 right now because that interview was 2 years ago. So yeah, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Get into the industry. But yeah, job placement assistance, of course, is beneficial, extremely beneficial. All right, good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's see what y'all talking about on Instagram. See what questions y'all posting over here. All right, someone said, Can you do tech sales part time while having a full time? Nope, you can't. Nope, you can't. Yeah, no, you can't do tech sales part time. Now, if you have a business and you can operate your business at different hours of the day, or maybe you can operate your business in the evening, or maybe you can operate your business partially in between your breaks. Yes, I'm gonna say this. I've said this before. The tech industry is not paying people six figures to work part time. Now there are roles in tech where you have more flexibility. QA, you have more flexibility in QA. You have somewhat more flexibility in DevOps, depending on what role you're doing in DevOps. But in terms of like, you can't treat a tech job like a part-time job. You don't do that. They're not paying all this money those are the people that get let go. They let go of those people. They're like, okay, this person's underperforming. They seem distracted. They seem like they're focused on something else. Good question. I'm a junior base major. BAIS. What is BAIS? Bachelor's. I don't know what that is. What is BAIS? I'm a junior BAIS major. I want to expand my skills in areas in tech. What bootcamp or course class would you recommend starting so young? So I would. So again, I'll say it this way. No one should treat the tech industry like a side hustle or like something where it's like, oh, I want to kind of expand my skills a little bit. You can't treat it like that. If you treat it like that, it's going to be hard for you to get a job, or it's going to be hard for you to stay in the industry. I'll be very real. The only people that I really like, sometimes I have friends. Y'all know I have a lot of very successful friends. Some of my friends, you know, some of them are probably making 200,000, $250,000, which isn't a ridiculous amount of money, but it's a lot of money. Some of them come to me and they're like, "Hey, Cyrus, I'm thinking about checking out this tech industry stuff." And I tell them no. I'm like, "No, this isn't for you." Because the reason why I tell them it's not for them is because I'm like, you make too much money that you're not going to be serious about trying to get in the industry. You're just going to treat it like it's something that's cute. If you're not serious about getting in tech and you're not at a point in life where you're like, man, I really need something different. I want something different. So usually the two types of people that I see that do a really good job getting in tech are people that are either overworked or underpaid or both. So for example, nurses do a really good job transitioning to tech. Many people in the medical field in general do a great job of transitioning into tech. Why? Because they're overworked. They're used to working hard and they get paid well, but they're overworked. They're working so many hours. That's why the number one episode on my podcast with the woman who is 44, that episode, literally the episode is titled like from the medical field to tech or something like that. She went from healthcare to tech. She went from healthcare to the tech industry. She was already making good money in healthcare, but she was burnt out. She transitioned into tech way easier. She got paid more, but also was working way fewer hours. Is working entirely remote, way more benefits, all of that. But again, the people who do the best breaking into tech are people who are overworked or they're underpaid. So again, nurses, people in the medical field, um, realtors, realtors that make decent money because all realtors don't make a lot of money. Truck drivers. Those people do a really great job breaking into tech because they are overworked. The other people who do a good job of breaking into tech, I'm gonna be real, are people that are desperate. People that really like financially they need something else. And so those people do a really good job of breaking into tech as well. But the people who are in between, where you're just like, I want to expand my skills, or I want to do it on the side, like a side hustle. This ain't for you. This is not for you. Look, y'all, I'm not here to tell everybody you need to get in tech. If you don't, if your industry isn't about to be obsolete, like a lot of industries are, but if your industry isn't about to be obsolete, if you make really good money already, and if you're not overworked and you enjoy what you do, stay where you're at. This industry is for those who know that your job or your industry is about to be obsolete or replaced by tech, or you're underpaid, or you're overworked. Because the tech industry, you have the best work-life balance, you're paid the highest amount, and depending on what you're doing in tech, if you're doing something like the roles that I recommend specifically, then you're gonna have a long career making a lot of money. All right, what else y'all talking about on Instagram? Why do people say DevOps is not entry level? So that's debatable. That's debatable if it's entry level or not. So you can get roles that pay less that eventually can scale you into a DevOps role. But that doesn't mean that DevOps in and of itself is not entry level. So again, like for example, our instructor of our DevOps bootcamp, she literally only did our DevOps bootcamp to get in tech. She didn't go to college for DevOps. She didn't work in tech already and scale up. All she did was our DevOps program, and then she broke into tech. And she's worked at a couple companies, and then we asked her to come on as our DevOps instructor. So plenty of people. I've interviewed several people who work in DevOps, whether they've done our program or they've done another program. I've interviewed several people who all they did was DevOps, a DevOps boot camp, and they got a job in DevOps. So people could say it's not entry level whether they want or not, but usually that's people that just want to start off really low pay. Yeah, thank you. Ricardo said it's a profession, not a hobby. Yeah, it's not a lot of six-figure hobbies out here. I'm telling you, it's not a lot of six-figure hobbies. So, all right, let me get back to the other questions. And again, y'all, for those of y'all that are just now tuning in, right now we are tuning in. We are live in Cartagena, Colombia. The streets are actually kind of quiet right now. Usually it's a lot more activity in the streets. The streets are quiet right now. But anyway, yeah, for those of y'all that want job placement assistance, or you need an actual boot camp as well. For those of y'all that are on Instagram, just comment, get me hired. For those of y'all that are on YouTube and LinkedIn, you can click the link down below to go to the description. But also for those of y'all that are in the YouTube comments, I have an automated bot. If you actually scroll through the comment section, you will see one of the bots that are here where you can actually copy the link or click on the link. It's right here. For everyone who wants job placement assistance to big tech companies, blah, 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 blah. But also the announcement I wanted to make is that we have brought on a hiring manager who is hiring for tech sales. They're doing mass hiring for a company called SAP. They're doing mass hiring for tech sales. And he's hiring people that we direct to him. So if you already have tech sales education or you need tech sales education, he is hiring people that we're sending to him, whether they're coming through our boot camp or whether they are coming highly recommended. So make sure if you are interested in that, same thing, make sure you click the link, speak to the career advisors. If either you need the job placement assistance or if you need the tech sales education and the job placement assistance. Anyway, enough with the commercial breaks. Let's get back to y'all's questions. Y'all see that girl was mean? That girl was mean mugging the camera. I saw that. She was mean mugging the camera. All right, El Negro Hotep. You trying to get in tech? You probably gonna have to change your name, Playboy. El Negro Hotep. My bad. I'm in South America, so I see Negro and I'm pronouncing it. All right. What is the best start to learning tech? To learning tech is definitely a tech boot camp. But if you want to go more granular than that, then I would say probably just start learning about the tech industry in general, learning about what's happening in the industry. Ryan Jones, hey Cyrus, have you ever considered creating a digital product surrounding helping those breaking the tech or succeed in the SDR roles. Yes, I've created stuff like that. I have digital education pieces. Those don't typically, I don't know. I haven't had a lot of success with people actually want that stuff because the stuff I have is amazing. Like, it's amazing, and just for the most part, a lot of people just they want some type of one-on-one, or they want some type of community thing or whatever. All right, furniture outlet. I've pretty much been an entrepreneur, but my first beginning with my spouse was a point of sale software company. Of course, I did the more training in building the menus and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so all right. Eras says, FYI, I watched the playback of your live How to Get a Tech Career Without a Bootcamp or Degree. Really great information. Thank you for not gatekeeping. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. All right. Can you go into detail on how helpful the person? Can you go into detail on how you help the person be approved? Yeah. So, Elaine, your book calls probably got canceled because a lot of the people who were booking for the funding just really was not qualified. Like, a lot of people are coming to us for funding with credit scores in the low 500s, and they don't have a job. Like, you have to have a job to get funding. Like, no one's gonna give you $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, and you don't even have like a job. So you at least need a job. You at least need to be making about $4,000 a month. Um, if that's not the case, you don't have a credit score of at least like a 580, whatever. Yeah. So but no, this stream isn't for that right now. All right, Angela says, do you have to do your boot camp to get job? No, you don't. If you already have, you have to prove, like, you have to already have education. So if you've already done a boot camp, or you've already went to college for a tech role, or you already have done extensive work with certifications. And again, I say extensive because some people we just try to get one or two certifications, and you think you qualify for a job in tech. So typically speaking, you have to have either done a boot camp or have a college degree in a tech role, and then we can help you with job placement assistance. But again, I want to be very clear: job placement assistance is more than just a referral. Like, it's a whole program with recruiters and hiring leaders that help you get the job. So the job placement assistance is not free. We pay the recruiters and hiring managers, and these are top level recruiters and hiring managers. All of these people that we have, they all make about $250,000, $300,000 a year working at the top tech companies in the world. So they're able to get you the internal referrals to land those interviews, and you get coaching throughout the interview process until you land the role. But no, you don't need to do our boot camp. If you already have education or experience, you do not need to do our boot camp. Um, is SAP 100% remote or hybrid? I'm not sure. I'm going to interview the hiring manager in a few days or on Sunday of next week. I'm not sure if it's fully remote. I know it fully pays really good. I know that much. La cuenta, por favor. Um, anyway, let's get to these questions. Always says, Cyrus, I need your opinion. Do you think I need to get up to date sales training? I worked in sales for 3 years and ran my own small business, but I pivoted to a different career in the last few years. So I would, my question, so doing some type of tech sales bootcamp or program is only going to be beneficial. I can't tell you if it's necessary because I understand you told me how many years you did tech. I'm not tech. You told me how many years you did sales. That doesn't tell me what all you know in sales, especially tech sales, which is slightly different from traditional sales. So that's kind of a loaded question. That's really hard for me to answer. That being said, for anybody who's here in the chat and you want to book a one-on-one with me, y'all know I do not do one-on-ones often. But literally for the next week, I'm having my calendar open and available to do one-on-ones. So for anybody who wants to do one-on-ones with me, if you're on Instagram, comment, I think it's Tech Coach or something like that. And if you're on YouTube, same thing, comment Tech Coach, or click the link in the description underneath, and there should be a link to be able to schedule. Stuff. All right, Elaine says I have a job in credit 630. Okay, Elaine, it might work out for you then. It sounds like you might be a good fit. So I'll say this, Elaine. DM me because we canceled all of the funding meetings because we had way too many. It was a lot of people that weren't showing up. Like my team, it got to the point that like people weren't showing up to the appointments for funding. Like, did y'all hear what I just said? Literally, there were people who were scheduling to get funding for thousands of dollars, and they weren't showing up. And so it really was mind-boggling to me and my team. And so between that and between a lot of the people that were showing up having really low credit scores, or not having a job, but they think they're going to get funding, we canceled all the appointments. I was like, I told my team, I said, cancel all the appointments. I was like, it just became a distraction, helping people get in tech. So sometimes you try to help people with different stuff, and some things don't work. And again, we've helped a lot of people get funding. It's just once people found out about it, a lot of people who knew they weren't going to qualify were booking calls, and then other people that weren't serious were booking calls. And so but if you're serious, for anybody who's serious and you truly want funding, you have a credit score, I would say to be on the safe side of 600 and above. You have a job, you're making at least $3,000-$4,000 a month, and you can prove that on your bank statements. Then book a call. We can get you funding. We can get you funding. All right. Yo Negro says, okay, I'll be more direct than that. Is coding or learning something else like software engineering better? No, absolutely not. Do not become a software engineer. Software engineering is cooked. I tell you, cooked. This is probably the last year. I'm not going to say anybody, but this is the last year most anybody that's in software engineering will probably be able to get a job. I mean, y'all see the layoffs. The thing is, whenever companies announce layoffs, everybody just says, oh my God, the tech industry is doing layoffs. No, it's mass layoffs with software engineering. That's where the layoffs are happening. It's mainly software engineering. Most other industries in tech, DevOps is not doing no layoff. DevOps, there's a desperate need for more DevOps professionals. That's not happening. You're not seeing mass layoffs with tech sales. Whenever a company is laying off tech sales, that means the company is failing. So companies will lay off software engineers, and the company will be doing amazing. Like Meta, Apple, Microsoft, they're laying off software engineers, but they're doing amazing. They're doing incredible. But they're not doing mass layoffs for tech sales. So yeah, please don't do software engineering. All right, reason why I'm learning software engineering and coding. Oh no, please stop learning that. So let me say this. It's not bad to learn coding. You just should use that for something else, like DevOps, data science, or something in cybersecurity. But yeah, learning software engineering to be a software engineer is not worth it. It's not worth it at all. All right, let's get back to the questions. Victor says, hello, just joining. How to get into your program to get these jobs. So it's job placement assistance with 2 different companies. We have a list of 10 different companies. Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP, HubSpot. No, not HubSpot, excuse me. Workday, and it's a few others. For some reason, my brain is kind of drawing a little blank right now. But anyway, so it's job placement assistance with the companies with recruiters and hiring managers. All you need to do, Victor Brown, is look through the comment section. You'll see our automated AI bot that's posting the link for the job placement assistance. You can book there. If you need education, just tell the career advisor that you speak with. If you don't need education, let them know what experience, what education you have, and they'll help point you in the right direction. All right. What advice would you give someone with the data analytics certification for Sarah? See, I don't. You need something real. I don't think a company is going to hire someone who all they have is a data analytics certification from Coursera. I don't think so. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think it's very likely. Journey myself love. If it is hybrid, can you ask what states they're hiring in, please? So I can do that, but you're not going to find out until I interview him, which probably won't be until Sunday. But what you can do in the meantime, you can go to SAP's website. You can look up. You can go to their hiring portal, and you can look this information up. Furniture says, if I decide to start with sales with you guys, tech sales, taking the tech sales course or boot camp, how long does that take? So the boot camp is self-paced. Most people finish the boot camp education within 4 to 6 weeks. You can finish it sooner depending on how dedicated you are, how much time you're spending in it. But most people finish it in roughly about 4 to 6 weeks. The job placement assistance portion, job placement, because the companies that we're doing job placement assistance for are larger companies, again, Microsoft, Google, IBM, so on and so forth, depending on the company, the hiring pipeline is anywhere between 6 weeks to 12 weeks, because the bigger tech companies do not hire fast. They pay the best by far. Like, lowest you're going to get paid starting out is above $100,000, and that's for like a low level role. It's like low 100,000, but the hiring pipeline is longer. Shirley says, does that stand for software development? So software development and software engineering, sometimes they get conflated as the same thing. So yes, it does relate. So don't do anything for software development unless it's software engineering and test, or software development engineering test, specifically with automation for engineering attached to it. If it's just software development, don't do it. Always, that's a good point. I'm a technical person. I'm learning a lot of AI skills, AI prompting, etc. But my background was not in tech sales. El Negro says, okay, I'm doing cybersecurity. That's what I was stating, but I suck in coding and thought I should learn how. Yeah, so you don't need to learn how to code. It's not necessary. Like I say, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to code at all. I'm not using myself as the only example, but yeah, if coding just really isn't your thing, it's not your thing. That's totally fine. There are people that love coding. Like, as soon as they started coding, it just made sense to them. And of course, there are people that hated it, but they worked really, really hard at it and eventually got good. So it's up to you. If you really want to learn it, keep trying at it. But if you don't, and you're just trying to do it because, okay, you think it'll help you get a job in tech, there's a lot of other jobs you can get that pay even better without you having to code. All right, so with QA engineering, you put it at a year window before it's cooked. How close behind that year do you think layoffs will begin? So look, layoffs are mainly going to be happening with entry level. So if you get in now, a year from now, you won't be entry level. A year from now, you would have either gotten promoted once or twice if you job hop. So the goal is to get in now, so that way you're not entry level at that point. Jay Honda says, in your opinion, they starting to close. They starting to close here. Jay Honda says, your opinion, which has more job security, tech sales or sales engineer? So sales engineer is in tech sales. So tech sales or pre-sales is a sub industry in tech. Sales engineering falls under the umbrella of tech sales. But I think what you're asking, because there is no job in tech called tech sales. Tech sales is a sub industry. So just like cybersecurity, there's a cybersecurity is a sub industry in tech. You could be cloud security and cybersecurity. You could be a security control assessor. You could be a security engineer. You could be a uh, it's a bunch of things you could do in cybersecurity. Same thing in tech sales. So you have to be specific. If you're, I will say this: S, there's more roles. There's more roles for SDR. There's more roles for account executive than there are for sales engineer. Um, I will say that much. But either way, you'll be good. Junior says 745 credit score, 797 FICO. Oh yeah, Junior, you'll qualify for the $100,000 in funding we have. If your credit score is a 700 or above, you'll qualify for close to or exactly the $100,000 in funding that we have. All right, let's look what y'all talking about on Instagram. They about to kick me up out of here. On Instagram, okay, I'm a teacher who wants to get into tech. Yeah, teachers do really good transitioning into tech because teachers typically, y'all are overworked and underpaid and underappreciated. So I want to be clear, y'all. I make a lot of content. I make a lot of content talking about, the tech industry is better than teaching or the tech industry is better than lawyers. I don't ever mean that as a diss towards people. That's never a diss towards somebody who's doing a job. Because I'm a Christian. I believe people's worth, I believe your self-worth is greater than your net worth. So your job to me is irrelevant when it comes to your self-worth. I believe you're amazing because you're made in the image of God. But I speak about careers, which careers are better. Sometimes people get offended and think I'm insulting them because I insulted a career. And that shows we need to learn how to detach ourselves from our job. That being said, yeah, teaching, we already see like teachers are underpaid, overworked, underappreciated, and AI does do a better job at teaching students than teachers do. And again, that's not an insult at teachers. It's AI. Like, it's AI. It doesn't get burnt out. It doesn't get tired. It understands every algorithm of how to teach and how to do things. It understands all of that stuff. And uh, teaching, mark my words, at least in private schools, but maybe possibly even in public schools. I'm not going to say teachers are going to get replaced, but teachers are going to have like an AI tutor or AI assistant that's working with them. And that's probably going to lower how much teachers are getting paid because everything won't be on teachers anymore. List them. Are y'all on Instagram? I gotta pay using my tap.
Factura.
No, la tarjeta.
No, 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 I check. Factura.
Oh no, tap.
Comprendo.
Sí.
La factura.
La factura. Oh no, receipt. No necesito.
Tú,
Anyway, let's get back to the questions. See what y'all are talking about. All right, my bad, YouTube, LinkedIn. I ain't trying to cut y'all out. All right, Lyft says I work in fraud and I'm looking to expand cybersecurity and data analytics. Any advice? I don't know what you mean by you're looking to expand. Do you mean you're looking to get a job in cybersecurity or data analytics? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand really what you mean by your question. Because you can't get a job in both. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Those are two completely different industries. Britannica says my question. I don't think I saw your question. All right, I'm trying to find y'all. All right, Young Press 26 says, I have a SOC and cyber analyst. All right, y'all, real quick, I gotta pay. All right, we're back. We're back on Instagram. Just had to pay for my food real quick. Gracias. Buenas. All right, good stuff, y'all. I have a SOC and cyber analyst experience now through my internships. I had 2 interviews starting at 70K as a SOC analyst. I want to pivot into sales. You're gonna need a tech sales boot camp. Um, that's a great industry though. The industry, the SOC, the cybersecurity analyst, the cyber analyst, is a great industry. But if you want to pivot, yeah, you're gonna need to do a boot camp or some type of additional education. All right. I have reciting experience, which is practically selling people. No, 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 you don't. Stop it. That's not reciting is not selling, especially not tech sales. Especially not tech sales. Reciting experience. Everybody has reciting experience. Everyone's had to memorize something and recite it. That's not tech sales. That's funny. Yo, people be killing me. And no shade, but people be funny. People be trying to figure out a way to finesse something. Nah. All right. What about product management? Product management is good. It's not in super high demand, but it's good. It's in a healthy demand. But you will getting a job as a product manager out the gate without project management experience, where you've been a project manager, you have history of that. The likelihood of it out the gate is not. You're gonna have to start off as what's called a product owner, and scale from there. Um, all right, y'all know I'm looking at the questions right now on Instagram. What about AI QA? I remember you saying those jobs will decrease in a year. AI QA? No, not decrease. I mean, after a year from now, it's debatable. It's debatable. Hello, quick question. Is this a good time to still in this economy to get into tech sales? Are you saying tech sales or account executive? Yeah, it's a great time. Again, tech sales is in high demand. It's hiring a lot. Software engineering is not hiring a lot. Scrum Master is not hiring a lot. What else? What else? What else? What else? Manual QA, specifically, manual QA is not hiring a lot. Um, yeah, those roles. I'm trying to think of something else. Those are not hiring a lot. So yeah, but tech sales is great. I understand this, y'all. Most of these tech companies that pop up, most of these AI companies that pop up, they have a tech sales team, because their team is selling their AI software to people. So every time y'all see a company pop up that takes off, they have most of them have a tech sales team. If it's especially if it's a B2B, if it's a B2B tech company or AI company, 100% they have a tech sales team. All right. How great is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is amazing, but it's hard to get in cybersecurity. It's very competitive. That's why it's a lot of people that want to get in it. Great industry, very competitive to get in. Starting a bachelor's in science and IT at ASU, any advice? Don't do it. Don't do it. First off, bachelor's in science. I literally just put a post on the last post I put on my Instagram is a post of me laughing at someone who's getting a degree in with a bachelor's in science. That's a double negative. First off, it's going to take you years before you're finished. By the time you finish, the tech industry is going to be way different than it is now. And by the time you finish, there are not going to be software engineering jobs. If you're not going to be finished until 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, software engineering jobs won't exist anymore. It'll be like very few people getting jobs in. Like you can actually look at the numbers right now. One of the worst degrees to get right now is a bachelor's in science, literally. And y'all know I talk about the tech industry. I wouldn't tell y'all to not do an industry if you shouldn't do it. It's just I'm here to direct y'all in the right direction, the right path. Tell y'all what's popping and what's stopping. Bachelor's in bachelor's in computer science degree or BS in IT degree. Which do you recommend? Neither. Neither. I don't care if it's a boot camp. I mean, I don't even know how to say it, but you don't do that. Do not go to college. Listen, y'all, please do not go to college to get in tech. Like, and I'm not saying that as propaganda against college or like I'm for education. It's just why go into 60, 70, 80, $40,000 in debt? Or let's say you have a scholarship, full ride scholarship. Why waste 2, 3, 4 years of your life? And the industry is going to be entirely different. And particularly, you could be in school for something that won't even exist anymore 2 years from now. Please don't do that to yourself. Like, look up the numbers. Harvard graduates, y'all look this up. Harvard graduates can't get jobs as software engineers right now. Yale graduates can't get jobs as software engineers right now. I'm really trying to save some people. Okay, the other two options I have are data analytics and software development. Don't do software development. Do data analytics with the intention of scaling to data science, or just do data science. Again, don't go to college for it, but if you have to go to college for it, do data science if you have to. What else y'all talking about? I'm currently in auto sales and really want to get into tech sales. I make six figures, but there is no work life balance yet. Y'all be working hard for them six figures in auto sales. Same thing. Y'all are like nurses. Y'all make good money, but y'all gotta work hard for that money. Yeah, tech sales will be great for you because you're used to working harder than people in tech sales are used to working, and you're used to working longer hours. And you're used to being on your feet all the time. So with tech sales, you'll love tech sales. I have interviews on my page of people that went from auto sales to tech sales. All right, I'm about to walk around the city with my laptop and my phone at the same time. All right, let's see how good my multitasking skills are. I'm gonna try to look at both devices at the same time. Gracias. I can't. No. It's okay. Gracias. Hasta luego. All right, cool. So what are we talking about? All right, Instagram. All right, what's a good degree along with tech certificate? All right, we back live on YouTube. Tuning in live from Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia. I work 2 full-time jobs. Man, 37 years old, SMH. No, cybersecurity is a good choice. It's just you got to be serious about it because it's very competitive to get in cybersecurity. What about studying IT with an emphasis on cybersecurity? Scholarships. My parents make me go. Your parents really can't make you go to college. I get it. I don't know what your dynamic is with your family. Yes. So if you're gonna go to college, do it with an emphasis on cybersecurity. That's cool. You can do that. Oh, they cutting the music on over here. Yeah, I froze on YouTube because I stepped away from Wi-Fi. I forgot the restaurant I was at. I was using their Wi-Fi. I should be unfrozen now. Oh, my reception still cut out. Y'all still can't see me on YouTube? All right, anyway, I guess we're going to keep on going on Instagram then. All right, I'm going to end it on YouTube, so I'm just doing it straight from Instagram.